4 bicycle wheels walk into a bar. Let me know if you've heard this one. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. This falls under the category of things that I think that everybody knows, but maybe everybody doesn't. It's going to be a short primer on wheel size, and for some of you, it is going to be pretty rudimentary, and for others, I may just give you some information that you didn't have before. So you've got 4 26-inch wheels. You've got 2 mountain bike wheels and 2 what I would call midweight wheels. The tire sizes on the mountain bike wheels are 1.95 and 1.5. And the 2 midweights are, let's say, a Huffy and a Schwinn, and they both measure 26 by 1 3/8. The tire sizes measure are listed as 26 by 1 3/8. How many different tire sizes do you have? I'll probably get a copyright violation for that. The answer is 4. You have 4 different tire sizes. So the first thing we need to do is differentiate between fractions and decimals. So your old bikes are generally going to have tire sizes that are going to be listed in fractions. But to add to that, Schwinn, in a lot of cases, had their own sized wheel. So the 26 by 1 3/8 tire off of that Huffy is not going to fit on that Schwinn, and vice versa. The tire off the Huffy is going to be way too small to fit on the Schwinn. You probably won't even get it on the rim. And the tire off the Schwinn is going to be way too big for the Huffy. It's not going to stay on the rim. So, what do we do? Well, we got to start looking at bead diameter. And the bead diameter is that other set of numbers that are on the tire alongside or underneath the size that you're accustomed to. For example, on that Huffy, the bead diameter is going to be listed as 590, and on the Schwinn, it's going to be 597. All right? Your standard 26-inch mountain bike wheels are 559. So if we look at this picture of this Panaracer tire, you're going to see 26 by 1.75, and then underneath that, it's going to be 42-559. 42 designates the width of the tire. 559 is the bead diameter. So far, so good? So what about the 26 by 1.5? Isn't that the same as 1.5? No. I mean, it is, but it isn't. 26 by 1.5 is a size that some bike companies used. I think most famously Schwinn used back in the 80s on the Frontier. That's 650B. Schwinn always had their own way of doing things. So if you see a tire that's 26 by 1.5, a fraction, the bead diameter of that is 584. It's the same as 650B, so you could, back in the old days, it was really difficult to find tires for that bike. Now, obviously it's a lot easier. So, what about 650B and 27.5? they're the same size. So if we look at this Pan-Eraser Gravel King, it shows 27.5 by 1.75, parenthetically 650B, and then underneath that, 42-584. We can also look at, and it's going to be hard to see, I don't know why these companies make, it's almost like they want to hide this stuff now. This is a Surly Extraterrestrial tire, 27.5 by 2.5, 64-584. That's probably going to be pretty hard to see, but you're just going to have to trust me. So fractions are always different than decimals, except for the Germans. Continental, I know for sure, will list their hybrid tires, their 700C hybrid tires, as 28. Also 28. So here's a 700 by 32, and then in big numbers, 32-622. But underneath that, 28 by 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. 2.9er is also the same. So 2.9er, 700C, and these Continental tires that are marked sometimes as 28 and a fraction, the bead diameter of those tires is 622 for all of them. So as long as the rim, as long as you've got the width right, the tire size is going to match up. The bead diameter is going to match up. This is so convoluted that I wonder how it's still rattling around in my head, and I've actually had to write some things down to keep it all straight because it gets confusing to me sometimes. The Schwinn thing is really weird because 26 by 1 3/8 and 26 by 1 3/4 were all different sizes, but 27 by 1 1/4 or 1 1/8 were the same. Those tires were interchangeable. That doesn't so much matter to us anymore, but you might come across an old bike occasionally. So as long as you know the bead diameter, you're going to have a much easier time, I would think, understanding and being confident that the tire size is correctly. 26 is 559. 650B/27.5 is 584. And 700C or 2.9er is 622. And then all you have to do is worry about the width. Clear as mud. Easy peasy. Thanks as always for watching. Now would be a good time to click that thumbs up button. Let's pay homage to the almighty algorithm. I hope you're all doing well. Let's do a Q&A next week, shall we? Put some questions down in the comments. And they don't have to be bike questions. I mean, as long as you think I can answer them. But yeah, I'll try to pick some questions out and we'll do a Q&A next week. Till next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. I'll talk to you soon.